Okay, for today's project, we're going to make one of these. And I suspect you don't know what that is. I wouldn't, but I'll show you what that's for. And we're going to make one of these. So I'll show you what that's for too. And the third item we'll make in this trilogy is one of these. Although I'll show you what that's for too. So let's move right into it. So these are all projects for my daughter, who's gotten herself into sewing and needs various sewing items that help out. And a lot of it is when she's done sewing, she needs to press and iron the clothing. So these all have to do with that for her sewing hobby. So one of them is a holder for this, which is called a Tailor's ham. And you can see by the picture there that what it does is it's kind of round. I'll get it out of the box here. But you can use the round surfaces to iron things that have a rounded surface to them and get a nice clean pleat, or press I should say. This one is pressing board for all curves. So you can see that, again, what happens is she's able to use all these different curves to get tight places where you can't get normally. So I've already taken it apart and put the patterns onto wood, which we will start cutting out soon. I have adapted them a little bit. There's one. Let's get my shadow in there. So this one is half scale, and I've adapted it a little bit to fit that wood. So I think that'll do just fine. And so you've got this one, which again I've adapted a little to give that shape, and this one. And then they all go together. Oops, there's that shadow again. They all go together like that. And this can set two ways. It can set flat on this unit, or it can tilt up and give another ironing surface. So, and this last one is, what's that called? Pressing something or other, but you use this to give really clean edges to pleats and pants and whatnot. And the hardwood is not going to be finished. It'll be super smooth, and what the wood does is it kind of absorbs the steam out of the pants after they're ironed, and it basically dries them off very quickly, so the press stays intact. You don't have hot cloth with wet stuff in it to kind of get wrinkled again, I guess, if you want to call it that. So anyhow, those are our three projects for today, and we will get started right now. So we've got those cut out. There's one, there's two, and here's three. Let me switch these over into the picture here. Three, there we go. And there's our templates. Get those out of the way. And these are the cutout bits. Get those out of the way. Here's these guys cut out. And this guy cut out. So it leaves us 1, 2, 3 pieces. And the way it's supposed to go is something like this. Okay. And then this one, scooch this over the middle here. You do see. This one goes up against it like that. I'll show you this way here. Probably easier to see it this way. So this goes like that, and this goes like that. My hand's in the way, sorry about that. And then this whole thing can turn up like that, so that this is now available for ironing as well. So it's lots of surfaces like right here. So very clever design, and not my design. And now I got to clean these pieces up, round these edges off, put a couple of screws in here, and we're pretty close to done. Well, I got to get it all very nicely sanded. Oops, I see I didn't cut that little round bit off there. I'll do that. Okay. Okay, so we've got it all sanded down. Excuse me. Used 150, then 220 grit, and then some very fine steel wool, and it makes it a very nice smooth. So the other part of this is that there's no finish on this wood. Apparently, one of the advantages is that the wood will absorb the steam, and that will dry the clothes out quickly right after ironing, and therefore you want to leave it without a stain on it, so that it has got open pores on the wood. Anyhow, we'll just start to attach these now. That's the way they're going to go, like this, something like that. So I'll show you what the jig looks like as I get it set up. Well, I forgot to show you how I had it all set up there. Anyhow, a couple of screws there. This is what it looks like. So these are different surfaces that you can iron against. Gives you concave, convex. I'm trying to get them all smooth. Had a few nail or screw holes from previous projects. This was leftover wood, repurposed, of course. So I've got a couple of those, but everything else is smooth, pretty smooth. So let those dry overnight. Anyhow, so get back to the screws here. So I've got 2 in there, 2 down here, 2 here. So these 2 are holding this upper stand in. Then these are holding this one in, as you can see. There's the screws. Anyhow, it was pretty straightforward. Just line everything up and get it so that it's square. What I ended up doing was hooking this square onto it with a clamp so that it would hold it square up against that. Doesn't have to be, but it just looks nicer. Anyhow, there's that, at least that far along. And this one is pretty much done, I think, now. Really was just a big block of wood for the most part. Again, repurposed wood for it, so that's why the 2 pieces. But I've got all the corners and everything's pretty smooth. Did the same thing with 150, 220, and then very fine steel wool. Leaves a pretty nice finish on it. This is all hard rock maple. I meant to mention that earlier. Pretty durable wood, and can be sanded super smooth. All right, so on to the next project. I'm going to make a holder for that Tailors ham. All right, so next step is to build the the holder for the Tailors ham, and I needed a bigger piece than I had, so I'm going to have to piece these together. Well, some nice woods in there. So we'll see how that turns out. Got them all glued up. We'll wait till they harden up. All right, so here it is, glued up. Needs a bit of sanding. It's a little rough. We'll get that sorted out. Hopefully that'll be nice. And it's going to be approximately those dimensions right there. 8.5 by 8.5, and kind of like that. See if you can see all those. Okay. Okay, so there's the rough first sand. Pretty good. You can see it's pretty smooth on that side. These are a couple of screw holes I had to fill. They'll be all right. This side was not quite so level, so it's a little bit of a ding in there. But we'll figure out which side I want to have up. Grain's nice on both sides. We'll figure it out. time to lay out the pattern. Okay, so got the patterns cut out, and I think this is about right. So these four are all basically the same. There's a little shorty pie here. So this one I think is going to go like about there. This one comes towards the end like here. And then these two fit on here pretty much like that. And like that. This one comes on the end like this. And the idea is that this Tailors ham can go on here in a bunch of different configurations. You can put it like this or like that. Sorry, I gotta get it in the picture. I've left this here so you can get kind of a scale. This is a 12-inch ruler here, so you can see generally how big this is. Put it like that. It might be easier to see. So you can put the ham in there, the Tailors ham, in a bunch of different ways. It gives you different surfaces to iron on. So, all right, I'll get that all sanded up and start to glue. Hopefully that's exactly what's needed. We'll see. I'll give it to the expert and see what she thinks. All right, so that's all glued up. I've just got this sitting on top as a weight, and just as a board to distribute the load. And there's our little fingers sticking up there. I had to put a clamp on that one. It was shorter than the other ones. So get that all on there, and then I'll do one last sanding, and that should be done too. All right. Okay, here's the big unveiling. It's been overnight now. Do the magic of video. I'll take that one off there. Come off of you. There we go. Get these out of the way. And there we go. All right. So that's what it looks like. And this is how it's supposed to work. So there it is, sitting like that. And it'll go in here like this, so you can get this edge. Well, probably without the tag on it there. Get that edge, so you can use that. Use this smaller edge. Use it up like that. Yep, it's good. So there's sort of the round surface. Yeah, okay. That works just fine. Alrighty, well, I'll do some sanding on that one and see if I want to do any more finish work. I might put a coat of Varathane on that one, since it's not meant for steaming or anything. It's just a holder. All right. Okay, here they are, all done. So there's the press. Looked at that before. Nice and smooth. This is the various surfaces. Showing you this one. All done. A couple of screw holes I had to fill in there, but that turned out fine. Makes it look very artistic. And here's the third one. This is the Tailors ham holder. Turned out pretty nice. Ham on there. Grab it. There we go. Goes on there in various ways. Something like that. Down like that. Can go up. And like this. And there you go. All right, so that's those projects done and signing off and complete. All your sewing needs right here. If you decide to build, good fortune in your building. Signing off.